Oh, God, we're doing it again. Patreon.com/WeHaveConcerns.
Patreon.com/WeHaveConcerns.
Whatever, man. I'm not even like that. It doesn't even exist. I'm not even thinking about it anymore.
Okay.
I've gone completely into the denial phase. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens.
Anthony, you look like a person that's been punished in your life.
I don't know what that means.
You've done some things that required punishment.
I'm gonna need.
You've been a very bad boy.
I've been to jail.
Have you really?
Yeah.
How long were you in jail?
No, just like county lockup, like just overnight a couple times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it like the movies where you're in a holding cell with a bunch of ne'er-do-wells and you feel scared?
Yes, a dude punched.
Were you scared straight?
A dude punched me and took my food.
No way. You had food?
Well, yeah. Because I was there overnight.
They give you like a box lunch or what?
Yeah, it's like it's on a tray, and it's disgusting.
Well,
it's the worst. It's the worst food ever.
And that guy punched you and took it?
Punched me and took my Hawaiian roll because it was the best part of the lunch.
Did he punch you in the face?
Yeah.
Really?
Like on the side of the head. Yeah. He was a big dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
I also wound up in solitary once.
What?
Yeah. I was in holding, and they asked me if I was on any medications, and at the time I was on Wellbutrin, which is an anti-cyclical thinking, anti-anxiety medicine. And they didn't put me in solitary, but they put me in where they in psych. They put me in psych with one other guy, and we were in a small cell together because they felt like I needed psychiatric observation because I was on a pill that doctors give to help people quit smoking.
How do you start that conversation with that guy?
Oh, he was nuts.
What kind of crazy are you, pal?
He was...
Because we're both in here because they don't trust us with others.
He was schizotypal. That's the type that he was.
That's not a fun evening.
No. So, I've been... Why? Why are you asking?
Well, we got us a story sent in by a lovely listener to wehaveconcernshow@gmail.com. This is Amy Lefebvre?
Lefebvre.
Is it like Brett Favre? It's
kind of like... Favre's weird. Like, as a kid that took... As a kid that took a lot of French, Brett Favre's name has always been problematic for me.
Yeah.
Because it's like Favre. Favre.
Yeah, I think that's how Amy Lefebvre was.
Lefebvre.
Anyway, thanks, Amy, for sending this story. You can also send stories to our subreddit. You can post them there at wehaveconcerns.reddit.com.
Yeah.
This is a story about China, specifically the southern part of China, the Shenzhen.
I think you mean
China. Southern China is coming up with some interesting punishments.
Yeah, they're kind of known for that.
Yeah.
China's kind of known for having some interesting punishments.
Well, this one is particularly interesting.
Okay.
This is a thing that I've certainly done by accident most of the time. But have you ever driven with your brights on into oncoming traffic?
Yes.
Oh, that's rough when people do that. It's blinding. It's harsh. Well, the Chinese are not taking that lightly.
One time I did it.
See what I did?
I did.
Taking it lightly.
That is your one.
With the lights.
That is your one. Sometimes I've done it because I just haven't gotten my my headlights replaced, and I'll have like a headlight out, and I don't want to get a ticket, and so I'm just like, fuck it. That looks like two headlights.
Well, evidently this is a pretty big ticket too. You just like impersonating a motorcyclist is what you're doing driving down the street.
Yeah, what I do is I put a cardboard cutout on the side on both sides of my car, and I make a wee sound.
Well done.
Yeah,
that'll fool them. Anyway, so what they're doing is they are not only just handing out fines, drivers that are caught driving with their brights on into oncoming traffic, they're fined the equivalent of $44.
Okay,
but they're also made to sit in front of bright headlights for a full minute. 60 seconds staring at bright headlights.
Like in the street? Like they
Oh, it's hilarious. They don't have like a room with a headlight.
I imagine this is like the cop pulls you over. It's like you were driving with your brights on. Here's your ticket. Now you're going to have to sit down on the ground in front of my vehicle, and I'm going to turn on my brights.
Well, they actually have folding chairs that they set up in front of the police car, and you sit in front of the police car and stare at bright head. I don't know if they let you close your eyes. I would hope that you could at least close your eyes.
They keep them open with an apparatus not unlike the one that they made Malcolm McDowell use.
Tiny toothpicks.
Yeah.
They have, like Tom and Jerry tiny toothpicks.
Yes.
Yeah, they literally just set up a folding chair on the road and they sit you in front of a police car. They turn on their brights and like, here, start the clock 1 minute. See how it feels, motherfucker. And they posted pictures of this on their, I guess, social media account. I guess all police officers now have to have social media accounts.
Yeah.
Police stations do.
Yeah, I watch Black Mirror.
So on their Weibo account, they posted pictures and said, here's what we're doing. Guess what? 87,000 likes, shared 93,000 times. People are into it.
Yeah.
My question to you is, are you into it? Does the punishment need to fit the crime?
I mean, in this case, I don't care. It seems fine. It seems fine.
Do you think it's a deterrent to stare at bright lights?
I don't know if it's a deterrent. Certainly, it's not something you want to get pulled over for multiple times because I feel like that's just detrimental to your vision.
Right. Yeah, they'll put you back on the road. Now you're blind as fuck. Yeah, welcome back.
Do they make you sit like after they do it? Do they turn off the brights and go like, okay, now you also I'm going to sit with you for 5 minutes because like you can't drive while you're seeing those spots. That's not safe.
Yeah, have fun back on the road.
They put you right back on the road. You start driving, and you're like, I can't see a thing. I got to turn on my brights.
Yeah, irony.
Learn it. Chinese police force. Yeah, I think this is fine.
You do? I mean, fine meaning you don't care, or fine meaning this is a clever idea that they've implemented smartly?
Fine meaning I don't care. Punishment fitting the crime. Look, if you punch somebody in the face in public, a cop shouldn't get to punch you in the face. Like, it's
what should they get to punch you?
We're not like shoulder, like side of the arm.
You get two. Like if I made you look at a circle on my chest.
Yeah, like they're allowed to give you a dead leg.
Charlie horse.
Yeah, they can Charlie horse you, or like a rub burn.
Yeah,
you know they can give you one of those.
A noogie, real vicious noogie.
Like not a real vicious noogie, because I'll tell you what, a real vicious noogie I think hurts more than getting punched in the arm for sure.
I saw a real vicious noogie at Coachella and they were amazing.
That can't be your go-to. You can't make that
real vicious
the thing
noogie
every time.
That's an amazing band name.
That's not. Yeah, I mean we certainly don't want to. Hammurabi's Code coming back or anything like that, but I think for this it's okay. I don't know if it's a deterrent as far as like it's not a deterrent in the same way like we're gonna hang their heads in City Square. No one will ever speak ill of the crown again. Like it's not that sort of deterrent. I don't think it stops anybody who sees it from, because usually if you're driving with your brights on, it just means you forgot.
That's for me. That's almost always. I go, oh fuck.
Yeah.
How long has this been on?
I am so sorry. I didn't even know I had those on.
Yeah.
You know, like that sort of thing. At least that's what I always say. But it's usually because I'm too lazy to replace my headlight. We've been through this.
Yeah.
I've caused many deaths in my time.
Some intentional.
But will this act as a mnemonic device for people where they like sit behind the wheel and they're like, oh, I should check my brights.
Mnemonic device. Bright in the eyes make.
They don't all rhyme, Jeff.
Times.
They don't all rhyme, Jeff.
It's a mnemonic device. It has to rhyme.
It doesn't rhyme. It doesn't. They don't all rhyme.
Do you think this maybe creates a little empathy? Maybe the idea is, hey, look what somebody else had to deal with because you're too insensitive to understand. Now, hey, maybe you understand a little better. Should maybe punishment not just be?
No, because this is not like I said. This is not a mugging. This is not a robbery. This is not This is not an assault. It's I fucking forgot.
Well, it's a crime of manners is what it is. So maybe understanding what other people have to go through gives you manners. Manners? What are manners?
No, dude. Because sometimes it's just your hand hit the fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Well, I get it, but
it's not. If it was a crime that you don't need empathy for a crime that doesn't come from lack of empathy. It's a crime that's usually just comes from like, oh, I thought I had my regular lights on.
Well, then why is it a crime if it's always just a mistake? It can't always be a mistake, right? Running a red light can sometimes be a mistake, but it's still wrong and still a crime.
In what case is maliciously turning on your high beams useful?
I don't think it's not malicious. That's my point. It's inconsiderate. It's, hey, my need for a wider field of vision trumps your need to not be blinded in oncoming traffic.
Oh.
I am putting my personal comfort ahead of yours, and maybe sitting in front of high beams makes you understand that their comfort is impeded, and maybe puts you in somebody else's shoes for a second.
Maybe, but also if I turn on my brights, it's because like yo, I'm pretty sure I'm going to die if I don't turn on my brights. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's kind of like, shit, I can't see anything.
Yeah.
And then if I see somebody else's headlights, I turn off my brights.
Yeah. You don't think this should be a crime at all then?
Probably not.
Then all we'll have is brights everywhere. Brights in the daytime, brights in the night.
A war
brights
of
all the livelong
escalation.
day.
A war of escalation. In 3 years' time, it's a Mad Max style future where everybody has a spotlight.
Right.
On the
brights won't be bright
on
enough
the roof
anymore.
of their car.
It'll be your brights will be dims.
Who brights the brightsman?
That's right.
That's no. This is shit that doesn't matter.
I think this is
actually the more
really
we talk. Initially, I was like, yeah, this is fine, and now I'm kind of like, why do they even give tickets for this?
I want this to be implemented with more things instead of a fine. Right, a fine sucks because nobody likes to pay fines. Mm-hmm. But I would like fines married with give you an understanding as to why this is wrong. Give you an understanding as to why you shouldn't be doing this.
I'll take the physical punishment over the fine almost every time.
You take the physical challenge?
I'll take the physical challenge. If they were like, we're going to write you a ticket or you have to stare into a bright light for a minute, I'd be like, bright light for a minute, physical challenge. I'm going to save $44.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I'm like, shit, that's cool. That's like $44 that I was going to have to give up. And then that becomes fun money that I get to waste.
On corrective lenses.
Have you ever had that happen to you where it's like you get out of a ticket or you think you owe money to something and then you don't and you're oh, well now instead of using this money intelligently, this is money that was going to go into one pit and now instead of the dark pit, it goes into a ball pit. It becomes fun money.
What about the thing where you buy something that you know you shouldn't have and then you're like and then you return that thing and they only are able to give you like cash back instead of like back onto your credit card. Mm-hmm. So you go, now I have cash.
Yeah.
I got magical cash. Let's spend that money.
So when the first iPod came out, the very first iPod, I bought one. I bought the big one.
Yeah.
I spent too much money on a portable music player.
Sure. We all have.
And I loved it. Like I was just so into it. And then I had it for a couple days and I really thought about it. I was like, holy shit. I bought like a $700 Walkman.
Yeah.
I don't have $700. What? And so I brought it back to the Apple store and they're like, well, we can't refund you, but we can give you store credit. And it was so hilarious. Like I got, for the same amount of money, I got like a digital camera, a printer.
You're like the end of Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. You're like that and that and that. And I'll have one of those and two of these.
It was nuts, man. Yeah. Where I was just like, holy shit. I walked out with like an armload of like technological wonders.
And you actually feel better. Yeah. Even though you spent the same damn money that you shouldn't have spent.
Yeah. That's happened where it's like, or the big one for me is, gotta hit my minimum for 1 day Amazon shipping.
Oh, that's the worst.
I have a list of stuff that's like...
That's what Prime has solved all of that.
Stuff I like kind of want. No, because 1 day is still like... 1 day is $2.99 or if you order $35 worth of stuff.
Oh, don't get me started on board game stores. Specialty board game online sites where it's like $150, you get your free shipping. Really? All right, I guess I'm buying 2 more games than I thought I was going to.
I feel like all the board games you buy are like fancy 100 little piece
that's the best ones.
$90 Euro games. I feel like you're so close to free shipping anytime you look at something.
Yeah, but then you bump yourself up and you're
but that's the thing is like I'll get to $20 and I'll be like there's got to be something I need for 15. I got to need $15 worth of stuff. I have to.
Right.
I need things. I'm a human being.
Yeah.
We have needs.
We do.
I need most $15 worth of stuff.
Stupid garbage I'll throw away in 2 months.
Plastics. I need plastics overnight shipped to me on a carbon pumping fucking jet plane.
Fuck you, planet.
On a giant truck delivered to my house by a guy who's underpaid. I'll stare into the high
beams as long as I can burn my fossil fuels.
Woo! Yeah, no, I'll take the physical challenge.
So is there any other thing like this that you think would be a positive? Like any other thing that bothers you that people do that you think if they had a punishment that was made them understood why it bothers me, you know? Like, I don't know, cutting you off in traffic or cutting in line or something, make people wait twice as long. I don't know. There's got to be something that you could get you on board with this plan.
I think that, I think high beams is probably the smallest enforceable thing that you can do this with.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to say, like, hey, we saw that guy cut in line. So we've all decided as a group at the grocery store that this guy goes not only to the back of the line, but over there to the other register where the line is even longer.
Right.
And to the back of the, like, but I don't know. I'm also the guy that goes like, hey, dude, you just cut in line. Don't be a fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, sure, I wish like everybody who did something hurtful would be able to understand why that thing was hurtful.
Yes.
For sure.
That's my fantasy world that I live in, where I am the guy on the freeway that will tell you why you did the thing wrong. I don't know how I'm communicating it only through a series of horn blasts.
I learned Morse code specifically
yeah.
so I could beep out, stay in your lane.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't
you
believe
almost
you cut-
killed me, you asshole.
Everybody around you is like, do you know, is there anything more rude than a guy that just honks his horn incessantly? Anything?
Oh, that would be one that would fit into this paradigm. You have to sit in a room where someone just like lays on their horn for 60 seconds.
But see, Jeff, hearing doesn't regenerate. It degrades over time.
Yeah. So maybe you should really think about that.
Yeah, I mean, on a surface level, I guess this is cool. I don't know if it fixes anything. I mean, obviously, judging by how much it was shared on social media, we all like to watch people get what they deserve, right?
Yeah. In fact, there was a bunch of posts of people on Weibo that said 60 seconds is not long enough. Not long enough. Should be in front of those high beams for like day and a half.
All right, psychos.
Just stare at the high beams, motherfucker.
Deal with your own anger.
Keep staring. And maybe at a certain point, you'll just lose your mind. It's like a sensory deprivation chamber of brightness.
One of the reasons my vision is so bad
Yeah.
is because I used to hold a flashlight up to my eye.
I remember you saying that before.
Yeah.
That is some fucked up weird behavior.
So you would
dude.
see the weird shit. Like you
That's not
see like
cool.
weird things.
Yeah, floaties.
Like you see the floaties and the patterns and stuff like that.
You know what? Can I tell you something?
Really, I was destined for drug use.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that was like, flashlight is gateway drug.
Yeah.
Can I tell you
Never
something
give your kids a flashlight.
really disturbing? I haven't really told anybody.
Yeah.
I went to the eye doctor recently because I got a new prescription, and when I was getting the prescription, the doctor was like, "I'm seeing something a little weird. I need you to go to a specialist." So I went to a specialist, and it turns out I have like a whole lot of floaties in my eye, which I didn't even know was a thing.
Yeah.
I just assumed everybody had it, and that it was just sort of like dust or motes on my eye.
Mm-hmm.
But they're actually
They're inside. Yeah.
inside, and they could be very problematic to people. I've always had them, and I just assumed it was completely normal that everybody has them.
I mean,
but I
it
guess
is.
everybody
People-
don't.
I mean, I think most people do.
I don't know.
One or two, and you certainly get more as you age.
Yeah, I noticed them now.
Yeah.
I used to ignore them, but now I know. I mean, I'm seeing them right this second. It's weird.
Huh.
It's kind of scary now that like.
Yeah, I can't see them unless like I really like close my eye. Nah, I can't. Nah.
Oh, I see
I've got
them
my eyes
constantly.
closed right now, and you're just old. You're just an old guy.
What?
Yeah, that's what
That's
I'm opening them, and I
That's
still
not
don't
the
see.
point of what I'm.
Yeah, you're old.
Nope, I don't think that's what.
That's
no.
probably what it is.
Stare at this light, fucker.
What do you guys think about this? Should the punishment fit the crime, and how big or small should a crime be where the punishment fits the crime?
And could you think of any great examples of things that should be punished in this kind of way?
Yeah, let us know on Twitter. I'm at acarboni.
I'm at Jeff Canada.
And hey, if you want to talk about this story with other concerned citizens, a great place to do so would be our subreddit. That's wehaveconcerns.reddit.com. It's also a great place to submit stories, so be sure to do that.